if you haven't got Jsplacement already, go and download it. It's completely free and it's a lot of fun. Now, of course, this is going to be more of a texture tutorial than it is just Jsplacement tutorial, because Jsplacement is very easy to use. If you want to play around with it, go do that. I'm not going to make a tutorial just showing you how to put a displacement map in. It's going to be a texturing tutorial to show you the renders will show you how to create the renders that I've already done. So of course it will be quite node editor heavy, and we'll get straight into this. I think we'll just go into Jsplacement 2 here, and we'll get started with this. It takes a couple seconds to load up. Okay, cool. So one thing I like to do is, you notice here, the way it's looking is very intricate. I like to increase the size, because what this does is it kind of makes it look a little bit like you've modeled it rather than it looking like a texture. And that's what we want to do, is although the entire thing is going to be a texture, we want it to look as if we've modeled something, which I think is pretty cool. So if we bump up the sprite scaling, because you know, if it's too low, I feel like it almost kind of looks like Greebler, or it looks like some sort of texture, and I really like to get the detail coming up. You take it too big, it shows imperfections, because that's what happens with displacement maps. But you can compensate for that by going to 2K, 4K, whatever you want. So I like this. This looks cool. I'm going to bring up the background brightness a little bit, just because I don't want too much contrast going on. Okay, cool. And maybe take the iterations up, maybe down. We'll have to see. I hate how slow this is, but you know, you gotta work with what you gotta work with. You like my background better? I like it. It's cool. Okay, cool. I can work with that. Now we're gonna save the height, of course. Call that height. Save the normal. Normal. Now, colorizing this is where we want it to go. I'm going to take this red one, because if you see the fact that I had a, yeah, I don't want to spell color like that, I'm British, deal with it. You see, notice parts of it were glowing. Now, what we're going to do is, of course, use a mixed material and plug the color into that, and then clamp it down, so we only get certain parts of it glowing. So I think that's it for Jsplacement. We can just abandon this now and go straight into Cinema4D. So, of course, the only geometry in the scene is a plane, and we're going to kick this off with a glossy material. And you can see I had the other project open there, just active matte. That's what the material will look a bit like by the end. So if you're not used to complex materials, I hope this will help. Call that circuit, drop in an image texture, drop in another image texture. You see, this is why I love the node workflow, because you can just see everything at once, and I hate having to click through things. It makes it so much quicker, so much quicker. What was this, the height? Yeah, cool. Drop that in there. Grab the normal. Cool. Path tracing and displacement. Put that to 2K for now, and just bring that up a little bit. Okay, dope. I'm going to do this in isometric, by the way, because I think that looks cool. So we're going to have to set this to parallel, set this to 4.05 and minus 33.04. I hope we don't get any clipping, because there's always a pain. Also, assuming this would be a Instagram render, 1080 by 1080. Nice little square. And we're sorted. Let's just get in there. See, this is looking nice. If we get the glow coming out of these, that would be dope. Let's drop down one of these. Textures, work stuff, HDRI. Okay, what HDRI will I use? I'll drop in that, it's not important. And we don't have power. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this black. Pretty close to black, at least. Can maybe bump up the roughness a little bit. Right. We're going to get this glowing right off the bat. I'm not going to hang about. So, mix material. Octane material. Now we're going to have to take off that, plug it in the mix. Material 1. Material 2. Grab your image texture. And grab the color. Grab the texture emission. Plug that in there. Plug that in there. And now this is going to happen. Looks cool. I like it. I want some blue glows. So, how do we do that? I'll show you. I'll show you, I'll show you, I'll show you. But first, we're going to clamp it. I don't want to hang about with this on the wavelength that I don't really like. So, plug the height into the amount, duplicate the height, plug it into the amount, put a gradient on it. Do something a bit like this. You gotta be like really, really precise to get what you want. You can see our black material coming through. So let's say we want this little bit glowing there. Okay. That looks cool. Depending on the way your Jsplacement came out is going to depend which parts of it you get to glow. So now we've clamped that down. The only glow we're seeing is that bottom bit. I want the color to carry through a little bit more, so we're going to drop a color correction down in the middle here. I'm just going to say here, imagine doing this in the normal materials, how much clicks we'd be doing going back and forth. Node editor, it's the way to go, man. It's the way to go. I'm going to slip up the saturation and get a blue. I'm also going to duplicate these and plug them into the diffuse, just to reinforce that. Cool. Surface brightness. Right, I'm liking where this is going. Let's unplug that a second. Gamma. A lot of playing about. A lot. I'm just going to see what we can do with the gamma, because the gamma will help a lot. Okay. Maybe invert and switch. Yeah. Keep it back where we were. Right. We've got our glow. I like it. Let's drop in a light just to help the scene a little bit. Push it over there and just bump up the temperature. Helps the blue a little bit come along. And I am just going to sort out the camera imager. Okay, so you can see we're getting results. It's looking cool. We've got our glow. There's little things which you can't really control, just like artifacts. That's just what happens with displacement, and usually you can repel them by bumping up the quality of the displacement. So one thing you probably noticed is I had some surface imperfections and etc, etc. You know, this seems to be going so much quicker. I spent like 2 hours on it the first time. It's just, you do it once and you figure it out. I was sitting figuring it out for ages. It seems so much more simple now. It's odd. But what we're going to do is, to make this a bit more realistic, we're going to put in another mix. Just call this main so we know. Plug that into material 1. Drop in another material. No, diffuse. Glossy. Index 8. Can I actually maybe do gold this time? Let's see how that looks. Plug that into material 2 if it lets me. Grab our displacement. That looks funny without the displacement. Oh, that looks nice. That looks real nice. Oh. Okay, now I don't know if I want to make a dirt map out of that now. Or whatever, we can go back to it if we want. Let's save this under tutorial. Never be afraid to think that the mixed material is the finish line for that material. It's not. You can go and mix and mix and mix. So there's a thing if you want advanced textures. I think a lot of people begin to get a bit intimidated and they'll stop right here. We don't do that. We don't do that. Okay. I'm trying to remember what I did here. I'm not going to go back into the other project. Textures, surface imperfections. I swear I've used these in like all of my tutorials. What am I going to use? I'll use this one. Plug that name out. Gradient. It's just going to be quicker to delete that and place it again. You know, I was quite, when it came to textures, I was very, I sat on quite a firm ground and never went full lengths. And then I saw David Array's tutorial on textures and it just blew my head out the window of what you can actually do. And the methods he shows there using gradients, I'd seriously suggest it. It's just, I wouldn't be able to show you this right now without having watched that tutorial. And the methods to how powerful the node editor is and what you can do with it. So I definitely suggest that. Now this is looking cool. I'm going to drop this in a mix. 0, 1, dirt. Now this should work for you. For me it doesn't. I have to go the amount and texture too, which is very annoying. So I'm just going to try and... Alright, it's working. Cool. Maybe texture 2 on the dirt map to take priority over them. Cool. Dirt maps can get a little bit messy, but they're fun. Dope. That looks sick. Right, cool. We'll leave that there. And what I'm going to do is try and subdue that a little bit more. And also get a bit more, you know what, I like how matte this is looking, so I think I might leave that. But also get, yeah, I'm going to have to. Let's go to roughness. Dope. Okay, now we're gonna go back to our glow. Way back here. I don't know why it's actually acting a bit funny when I tried to plug it in. Okay, it's acting a bit better now. I'm gonna mess with the hue a little bit and try and match these. And what's annoying is when you like change the hue like that, is it messes with these bits and makes them go purple. I haven't found out. In fact, I did actually. 2 seconds. Completely just get back into my head. RGB spectrum. Drop that in the distribution. Like a yellow moldy. And there we go. Should make everything one color. Take out the diffuser. Dope. It's not wait. Oh, that looks so cool. Really like that. Let's do some camera work a little bit, shall we? Bump this up more. Glare. You need glare. You need glare in a render like this. It's just compulsory, man. You can look so good. Okay, oh, nah. Point you straight up. Okay, now thin lens. Oh, that's why I hate isometric. Right, let's go back. Bring this up a little bit. That looks fine like that. Right. Where are you? Where are you? Here he is. Found him. Oh no, that's just. If you've got a result like this, I am very proud of myself right now. Because this is just like, I swear this is the fastest I've ever done a render in my life. I always say like, oh, I'm gonna do a day the render every day, blah blah blah. I'm gonna work really hard on it. I'll do it in 15 minutes and then that's it. I've got a render and I spend 3.5 hours on it and get nothing else done. Cool. There you have it. Can't think of much else of what you might want to do to this. That's what I did in 2.5 hours that I've just done in 19 minutes. Way to just negate all that time last night, I suppose. Learned something though, didn't I? Learned how to do this. I tried looking at it from above last night and it looked really weird. It looks cool in this one though. It looks cool in this one. Especially if you took out the glow as well. If you took out the lights completely on a... Oh, you need to take out the amount as well. That looks really cool though. You need to take out the... I'll do it quickly. And then you'd have to balance that out a little bit. That looks really nice though. Getting a bit excited. Right. I think I'm going to leave this here. I hope you've learned something from this because this is looking really cool. And you can see that big ass scary material doesn't seem so freaky now. Once you understand it, you understand exactly what everything is doing. It lays off a little bit. So thank you for watching. Go crazy with it. And if this taught you something about textures and how you can use gradients and dirt maps, I should have maybe put some fall-offs in there for tutorial's sake and showing you what you can do. Because if I look, I'll show you. For example, a noise here. Grab another mix. and do this, and we can actually like break up the noise, break up the dirt on the edges with a noise, which looks really, really cool. Jeez, it really makes it intense, doesn't it? You can see it's working its way in here. It's cool. You'll understand that you can use mixed textures inside of mixed textures. These little things. So they're a lot of fun as well. You can't see it a whole lot, but you saw the effect it was having there. It really, really helps. So I'm probably going to play around with this for a bit more. But seriously, once you understand, you know, sine waves and the marble and turbulence, a lot of them kind of do similar things, especially marble and turbulence, but seriously get into them. I'd suggest that it will push you along a long way. So on that note, I'll end it properly this time without going back into the texture. Thanks for watching. Go check out my Instagram. This round I'll probably be here with a couple more. My Discord's down below if you want to join and talk to a bunch of artists. It's pretty cool. And whatever else is down there, go look at it. It's fun. Right, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye.